begin with the first session. That's how to crack the CLAT PG exam 2024. So we have collected data over the time, and we went through all the question papers. And these are the data we collected for years 2021, 2022, and 2023. So this chart here shows itself like how important each subject is. So here you can see law of constitution is what has remained constantly the most important subject for CLAT PG exam. Then secondly, what we are seeing is recent trend is that many NLUs, when they're conducting the exam, they're also focusing a lot on corporate laws. This wasn't the case at beginning. In beginning, it was mainly just constitutional law and then more on jurisprudence, like traditional schools. But now they're actually focusing a lot on contract law, on corporate law. So that's why you can see a shift from the years from 2021 to 2023. There is a current shift that you can observe. Then now we have also set a expected pattern that you can expect in the year 2024. That's this exam. So if you can see for 2022, 2021 and 2023, law of constitution has been constantly, they have been given at least 30 questions. So you can expect at least 30 questions from the topic of law of constitution. Secondly, what happened 2021, 2022, they were giving importance to family law because you can see 12 questions coming from family law. But in the year 2023, they did not ask any question from family law. So we believe that in this year, definitely there might be questions coming from family law for sure. So we have placed that in the importance 6 to 12 questions coming from family law. Thirdly, for criminal law, there has been the trend is not that consistent, but still you can at least expect a minimum of 18 questions coming from criminal law, because criminal law includes your IPC, Evidence Act, and CRPC. And for CRPC also, the main important topics has always been bail and section 482, inherent powers of the High Court, and evidence also. There's electronic evidence, then there's dying declaration. So all this new topic that's coming under criminal law. So they're also focusing nowadays on criminal law. Then fourthly is law of contracts. Law of contracts has remained a stable. You can expect at least one paragraph or two paragraphs. But the thing is, like, law of contracts is a very basic subject that everyone should have some understanding about law of contracts. So they are basically, these questions are based on your fundamental concepts regarding contracts law. Then there is international law. International law has always been a part of CLAT syllabus. It's a mandatory subject that will come for CLAT syllabus. So for international law, what the exam authority is doing is they will mix international law with human rights or environment law with other fields of law. So you can expect a mix of international law principles as well as environment law principles. Now, another important topic is corporate law. So if you see in the year 2021, there was only like 6 questions coming from corporate law. But in 2022, it increased to 9, and 2023, it increased to 20 questions coming from corporate law. So the universities are now focusing a lot on corporate law, which will include your Companies Act, and also you can also expect something from SEBI regulations also. But again, the main focus will be on the Companies Act. Then jurisprudence has been seen a decline in the importance. Previously, if you see 2019 pattern, the number of questions for jurisprudence was really high, but now we can see it's coming hardly 6 to 10 or 6 to 12 questions are coming from jurisprudence, and they're mostly based on a passage. So for CLAT exam, there will be several passages that's given to the children. So there might be a 60% of based on judgments and 40% based on general passages. So for these general passages, you can expect questions on jurisprudence or international law or corporate law. There might be general passages which deal with these subjects. Then miscellaneous we are marked because there were several passages that were based on your understanding about the judiciary, about the independence of the judiciary. So we couldn't put that under the head of constitution, but not under anything else. So there might be miscellaneous passages again based around judiciary or independence, collegium system, things like that. Then lastly, things like IPR, we did not see any question in 2021 or 2022, but for the first time in 2023, a passage came on intellectual property rights, and that too for 10 questions. So usually when in 2019 pattern also, there were questions coming from IPR, but they were all static questions in 2019. Basically, the questions will be what is the year of for protection of patent, what is the duration? Very static question. But in the year 2023, it was based on a passage. So there might be questions coming from IPR, but not that much also, because last time they did not ask anything about family law. So we are taking 50-50 chance here. Then lastly, you need to look into environment law. Environment law is again another mandatory subject that will come for CLAT exam. Okay, yeah, done. So, because I have, attempted this exam thrice, I would like to provide some exam tips that actually help me to crack this exam. So, first thing, what we would do is a allotment of your time. So, there is 120 minutes. So, what you can do is you can divide your time as 80 and 40. So, in first 80 minutes, you need to read through all the passages and mark the answers that you know for sure they're correct. So first round you can do that, and while doing that itself, you can mark the answers which you are not sure what's the right answer. So mark that for review. So after finish the entire first round within 80 minutes, you can come back and revisit and think about these questions you marked. Within this 40 minutes, you can answer all these questions. So that's what happens is that it also increases your accuracy that way, because you're not going on and writing all the wrong answers in the first instance, but you're just focusing on the correct ones, and then you're coming back for review. And second thing is calculated guess in case of uncertainty. Suppose you don't know any answer, you don't know the correct answer, but what you are definitely know what's the wrong answer. So you can eliminate these wrong options and then somehow take a calculated guess. Third thing is accuracy is the key. So here we have negative marking of minus 0.25. So it's not how many you attempted 120 questions. That's not the deal here. The deal here is you need to get the accuracy of at least 85% because of the negative marking. So if you are looking or aiming for ranks below 200, you need to at least attempt 110 to 115 questions, so that you can at least get AAR 200, and you can reduce the questions if you are not aiming that much, like AAR 600, then you can go for 90 to 100 questions you can attempt if you are aiming for AAR 600. Then finally, the important thing is all this exam, the pattern itself is based on comprehensions. So because these are based on comprehension, you need to up your speed of reading the comprehension and try to understand or figure out the correct answer from the comprehension. So you need to improve your reading skills. And finally, of course, you need to maintain your patience and avoid any sort of anxiety, because people tend to make a lot of mistake when they come under anxious situations. Okay. Now we have pulled out a model question from CLAT PG 2023 paper. So this is a question based on corporate law. Please read the question that's given on the PPT. So the question here talks about the minimum spending obligation on CSR, corporate social responsibility activities under Companies Act. So here, which method can we even apply? We won't be able to guess or take a calculated guess or eliminate any wrong answers, but we need to know it's a static question, so we need to know the answer. So here the answer is B, that is 2% of average net profits. So you can expect direct questions like this in CLAT exam, where you need to know the provisions correctly, because you cannot employ any eliminate methods for this. Can we have the next model question? Okay, so this is another question from the year 2022. So basically, there was a passage given, and we were supposed to give the right answer relating to right to peaceful protest. So if you see the options here, and when I attempted this paper, I did not know what will be the correct answer. So what method I used was, first I eliminated the wrong answers. So because Anuradha Vasin versus Union of India is a landmark case for internet freedom, and when there was lockdown of internet in Jammu and Kashmir, so I can eliminate that option. Then another thing is MC Mehta versus Union of India is usually related to environment law cases, never deals with a peaceful protest or anything. So I can take a calculated guess and again eliminate that option. Now third is Association for Democratic Reforms, and mostly they deal with election and things like that. So that's why the actual answer here is Amit Sahini versus Commissioner of Police, and it relates to Shaheen Bagh protest that was happening in Delhi. So the correct answer is Amit Sahini versus Commissioner of Police. So you can apply methods like this to eliminate the wrong answers.